Okay, what do you think about it's kind of like a trend in the parenting circles that I'm in, that a lot of these parents are talking about putting their 4-year-olds in jujitsu. And part of me thinks this is a great thing to get them started on early. Obviously, a kid who can defend themselves is very valuable. I think it's good for their mind state, even outside the physical aspect. But also, like, I've seen 4-year-olds do jujitsu and they're just kind of rolling around on the ground and it looks pretty funny. Like, have you gone out of your way to, like, how do you approach putting your kids into martial arts?
Well, I want them to know how to fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want them to be able to do everything. But I'm not going to make them do anything. So, you know, I'm not going to make them be a fighter. Make them. I mean, they do okay. They know a little bit of everything, and they like it. And actually, my daughter just asked me, "Hey, Dad, can I start doing karate again?" I'm like, "Yes, you can."
That made you feel very proud inside.
That makes me happy. You know, I don't push them towards it. But, you know, just as long as they know a little bit and they know how to, because I think it's very important for a kid to know how to defend themselves, especially guys, you know, that want to be, you know, be comfortable in situations. I mean, I'm blessed that way growing up. Like, I've never been in a situation where I felt like I'm worried about, I'm making a decision over whether or not I'm scared.
Right. Like,
I've never been scared of I'm scared of a man in my life. Because I was raised by, my grandpa raised me, and I'm trying to figure out how he got me to feel that way. But I just in a weird feeling like, you know, can I beat you up or not? I don't care. If you commit a fighting offense, we're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of where I was at growing up always. So I was never really, people like, I remember a guy coming and asked me, "Hey man, you walk in a bar and like kind of feel who can," I'm like, why?
Right.
I don't want to fight anybody.
Right.
And if I have to, I will fight anybody. So I don't care.
But do you feel like you went through most of your life not really worrying about somebody taking it to the next level? Because we interview a lot of rappers, and it's kind of always in the air that you could have hands, amazing hands. You could be an incredible fighter. Somebody's going to shoot you at some point.
You know, I've never really thought about it that way, but I don't know that would have changed my decision. I mean, if you come after for me to try to hurt you,
right?
You come after my family, I'm more than happy to shoot you. You know, you want to come after my family, you come after my family, you know. And I think even more so than even me. Like I think you have a shot at me going, okay, you're coming after me. I was like, hey man, you sure you want to do that? You know, you come after my family, you know.
Right.
I don't care.
But, you know, a lot of these, like I have a friend who lost his life like about a year ago, got into a fight after the club. Somebody ended up shooting him. And it's just, you know, like that. I see that kind of situation. And that's the kind of thing that makes me feel like, yeah, if I had a son, I want to encourage him to be able to learn to defend himself. But then also, you got to be able to identify the situations that it's just not even worth getting involved in this.
Well, I think when you're not afraid, you're less likely to make the bad decisions. Scared people make the bad decisions. Yeah. You know, and I just think being able to control, would never want my kid to bully anybody. You know, I've even told my kids, I'm not okay with you I'm not okay with you standing by and watch other people bully somebody. Right. It's just not, I'm not okay with that. Yeah. You know, I never was. I hated people picking on people. You know, like it's just, there's no reason to let you pick someone. But I mean, being able to defend yourself and being able, you know, and controlling it is always preferable than to not. Because the guys that are grabbing guns, that's the reason they're doing that, because they obviously can't take care of business. They don't feel like they got a shot without it, right? Yeah,
that's always weird when you talk to somebody who's willing to admit that. Because there was like a dude I knew from this like hardcore band back when I was younger, and I eventually interviewed him. And when I walked into his house to do the interview, he's watching UFC, and I'm like, "Oh, you're a UFC fan?" He goes, "Yeah, well, you know, my whole life, deep down, I kind of knew I was a pussy. So that's why I always had guns and knives on me and shit like that. So I love watching these guys because these are guys that really know how to do it, like for real." And I'm just thinking in my head, like my whole childhood, this is one of the dudes that I was looking at thinking that this is like the ultimate hard ass. And then he's just kind of like in his old age, he's just kind of admitting like, yeah, I mean, the reason why people thought I was such a tough guy is because of things that I did because I was scared and I was weak and I didn't really know how to defend myself. And it was kind of eye-opening to realize that about him as an older guy.
Yeah, that's funny.
And to see him sort of like admiring people who take fighting as serious as, you know, you and the guys of your generation did. You know?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. So, in terms of like the world has obviously changed a lot. What is your approach to social media? Like I notice on quite a few of your accounts, it seems like you got somebody on your team who's helping update and everything, but are you like a TikTok scroller as an adult or not?
Not much. I'll look at some stuff here and there. I look at what my friends send me, and I'll send funny stuff back and forth a little bit here and there.
Right.
I try not to do it too much, but yeah, you know, and I got for my stuff, like I'm real clear with my guys. Like I do have guys that help me with all my social media, but like they're not allowed to. Don't talk for me. If you're gonna talk, don't. If you're gonna, you know, do stuff for me, ask me. You know, if you need me, if you feel you need me to respond to something, ask me and I'll give you the response. You know, or I'll go in, and if you want me to go in and talk to somebody or respond to something, I'll respond. But I don't like people responding because I don't want you talking in a way that's not me.
Right.
And I don't want you saying things that I'm not willing to stand by.
Right.
So I don't want you to mess that up. I don't trust anyone to mess that up.
Is it a conscious decision to not really get into politics one way or another on social media?
I mean, I don't get into it a lot because I have my beliefs in a lot of things. Like I'm pretty set in my ways, but like, there's so many nuances to things, and you get on social media, people try to blow things out of proportion and try to go too far one way, too far the other way. I got friends on both sides. I still believe you can agree to disagree and still be friends. You know, I can have, you know, I would say I'm willing to listen to people. Like if you want to try to convince me that I'm wrong or that a different opinion is better, and I've had people like I'm pretty set in my ways. I'm older and I've been around a while, and I kind of got my beliefs. But like I've had people like give me, you know, make good arguments and go, okay, now I can at least understand why you feel that way. And why I still don't feel that way, but I get your opinions. It kind of helps me,
right?
You know, understand.
Yeah, because for me, like doing mostly stuff that's like music oriented, you know, I'll take a half hour to listen to a podcast about some political shit or about some war going on in another country. But when it comes down to it, it's just like I don't really got a lot to gain from jumping into the swamp and arguing about this shit on Twitter or whatever.
By the way, and the problem with like jumping into all that stuff too is like, it doesn't matter. Like I've got friends that are so ingrained in certain things on certain subjects. That's like, dude, I could show them all the proof in the world that they're wrong.
Right.
They don't care.
Definitely.
They don't care.
Definitely got some family members in my life that it's like, I have no reason to try to engage with you because I know you ain't gonna.
If you don't have an open mind to other views or someone else's view, if you're trying to make me believe what you believe, good luck.
Yeah.
No one makes me do anything.
Right.
Sorry.
You can help somebody open their mind, but
you can convince me if you're smart enough and you have enough facts and you have enough proof.
Yeah.
You can convince me to change my mind.
Right.
But you're not going to make me do anything.
Right.
Okay, so you just saw the clip, but did you know that you can watch this entire interview right now before it's released to the public, uncensored, by becoming a member for just $5 a month, and there's a lot of other crazy benefits as well. So make sure you hit the link down in the description and sign up. Appreciate y'all.